Hey, how's it going? I'm Allie. Welcome to my channel. Today we are discovering Valladolid in the Yucatan. In this video, we're going to explore everything you can do in and around Valladolid. We're talking cenotes, jungle adventures, Mayan cuisine, villages, ruins, all kinds of fun things. So let's check it out. The best way to discover the charm of Valladolid and this entire region is to first start your day in the centro. Just like any city, town, or village in the Yucatan Peninsula, Valladolid is centered around a main square anchored by a church. My favorite viewing point of the cathedral is the second floor of the municipal building. It is absolutely stunning, and not only do you get amazing views from the balcony, it's essentially like a free museum. You can get a really good sense of the history from the city reading all the murals and the plaques. Calzada de los Frailes, hopefully I said that right. There's tons of restaurants, shops, cafes, and bars that line this street, and if you're vegan, there's lots of vegan restaurants. So you're in Mexico and you will absolutely be getting your fill of tacos and tostadas. But here in the Yucatan, they serve up their local cuisine with a little bit of an extra flair. The flavors here are unreal. Yucatecan food has some really unique ingredients. There's a lot of poultry served here, so lots of turkey, and most of their dishes come with a vegetable-based sauce. There's lots of pumpkin served here. The most famous Yucatecan dishes that we absolutely love were lomitos, which is a dish of savory chunks of pork. Pak chuk was my absolute favorite thing to try in Valladolid. The main star of this dish is thinly sliced pork, or chicken if you prefer, and it's marinated in a sour orange sauce served with pickled vegetables, black beans, and avocado. One of the must-visit restaurants in Valladolid is El Atrio del Mayab. They specialize in Yucatecan cuisine, and they have this adorable garden patio, and it's located right beside the cathedral, so you can't miss it. It is so good. We loved it there. Every cute little town in Mexico has a giant sign with letters outlining the name of the city, and this one is one of my favorites that we've ever visited. And the sign is actually located right in front of this huge historical building called Convento de San Bernardino. This was built in 1560. It's a massive fortress structure that includes several chapels, a garden courtyard, and its own cenote. There's a small museum inside if you want to learn more about the history of the city, but if you don't have time to visit, you can read all of the history in the municipal building that I mentioned earlier. One of the most famous attractions in Valladolid is the Cenote Zassi. This is a cenote located smack dab in the middle of town. It's only 30 pesos to enter, it's nice and wide, there's rope swings and platforms to jump off of, so you can easily spend a couple hours here. And here's a tip, if you eat at the restaurant on site, your entrance fee to the cenote is waived. On weekends at night, the main square in Centro comes alive with all kinds of vendors and street food, but the highlight are the traditional Mayan ceremony dances. And the best day to visit Valladolid is actually on Sundays because there's a big market and all of the locals from the region come in to do their shopping on that day, so you get all kinds of fun stuff to do. Valladolid is the perfect jumping off spot to do all kinds of fun day trips. If you really want to get off the beaten path in Mexico, you can travel 20 minutes from Valladolid and visit the Ekbalam ruins. These were absolutely breathtaking, you guys. The Ekbalam ruins are, in my opinion, a hidden gem and way better than Chichen Itza. At Ekbalam, you can actually climb to the top of the highest pyramid, which is higher than Chichen Itza. And at the Chichen Itza ruins, you can't even climb the highest pyramid. The entrance fee to Ekbalam ruins is 400 pesos, and you can pay a little bit more if you want a guided tour. Chris and I stayed at the nearby Ekbalam village, which was only about 10 minutes away by bicycle to the ruins. We stayed at this eco treehouse resort. It was absolutely incredible. I wrote a full blog post about where we stayed, and you can find all the details in the link below. Just over a mile away from the Ekbalam ruins is another amazing cenote. It was one of our favorites that we visited in the entire Yucatan, and I think we visited probably over a dozen hidden gem cenotes. If you're enjoying the video, I would super appreciate a thumbs up. In the village of Ekbalam, you can actually go hang out with locals for a morning or afternoon, make chocolate, tortillas, weave your own hammocks, all kinds of incredible things. We spent a couple hours making chocolate from scratch with one of the oldest residents in the village. She invited us into her home, and what we did was we started with roasting the cocoa beans over the fire. After a couple of minutes, she took them off and we had to shell them individually. That took forever, but the smell was absolutely incredible. This rich fire roasted cocoa bean. Oh my God, amazing. After that, she showed us how to grind the beans down into a paste with her rolling pin and board. And holy cow, that thing was probably 30 pounds and it took a ton of work. It was incredible how much work it took. So heavy. When we finally had it ground down to a gooey paste, we put it into this hand-powered blender and added hot water to it. Once we added sugar, cinnamon, and a little bit of chili, we were drinking the best hot chocolate we've ever had in our lives. After that, we learned how to make corn tortillas from scratch, including grinding down the corn kernels into a flour-like consistency. The real treat was when she cracked a fresh egg that she picked that morning into the middle of the tortillas and made us our own little Mexican breakfast sandwich. The Chichen Itza ruins are only about a 45-minute drive away from Valladolid. I know I said the Ekbalam ruins are definitely way better than Chichen Itza, but if you haven't been to Chichen Itza, I think everyone should go at least once. It is absolutely stunning. It's designated as one of the 7 new wonders of the world, and it's still impressive to visit even if you've already visited the Ekbalam ruins. It is pretty popular, so expect it to be busy. Ideally, if you can hit one of the first tours in the morning, you'll have a way better experience. And finally, the Itkil cenote is the one that's closest to Chichen Itza. So if you hop on a tour to go visit Chichen Itza, definitely find one that also brings you to the cenote afterwards. This one gets pretty busy and it's pretty commercialized, but nonetheless, it is honestly super, super beautiful. It is one of the largest ones, and it's so cool to look down into it because it's so far down below ground. It's really neat. It does get pretty busy and it is pretty commercialized, but it's popular for a reason. It is absolutely beautiful there. There's lockers and towels available and a restaurant on site, so it's a pretty good spot to visit. If you want more cenotes though, I highly recommend visiting Merida. We went on a cenote safari for an entire day. If you want to know what a cenote safari is like, definitely check out my next video about visiting Merida. And if you're a type A planner like me, I've written an entire blog post detailing everything I've covered in this video and a little bit more.